Welcome to Community Taking Action, ABCD's program highlighting people and organizations doing great things in and around the Boston community. My name is Eric Mitchell and I'm your host. Today we're joined by someone, as you will find out, who represents not just a great organization, but also a great individual in Boston. Robert Lewis Jr., welcome to the program.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you for having me, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you. You have always been doing the other stuff outside of your job. You have been, and anyone who knows you knows that you have been involved in baseball for a very, very long time. And I think you got a van and you're always traveling all over the place. That's an aspect that I don't think people know as much about. So let's really go into, the baseball side of Robert Lewis Jr.
Yeah, it was 1978, I was 18, and a group of young folks, I remember Jerry Carrasquillo, Peter Ruiz, Edwin Martinez, Pat Ufo, all asked me, would you coach this local baseball team in the Via Victoria community in the South End? I was getting ready to go to college to play football at UMass Amherst, but I figured, I have a couple of months of training, let's do this. So I started in 1978 and I never left. So we grew from Via Victoria to South End to Boston. Over 8,000 kids have gone through the program, went from local to regional, traveling nationally all around the country. What's really interesting, Eric, I would never take a job that would interfere with me coaching baseball. And that's real.
What about coaching has drawn you in and kept you?
Coaching is a great opportunity of teaching, loving, mentoring, supporting, and learning. I learned so much from our young folks because every day they have the choice to show up or not. Right. And what we have called it for years is preparation, practice, and performance. It's all the things you need to do before a game of practice, once you get to practice, and to perform on a field. And as a coach, you're taking 15 to 20 different individuals and you're bringing them together to make up this one word called team. And then what you're looking to do within that is we have this culture of love, this culture of joy. I want to make sure I don't take the culture of these young Black and Latino boys and putting it aside. I want them to celebrate that while they're practicing and while they're playing, because that's critically important to who they are.
What is the base? Take it from the top.
Here's a couple of things. When Eric, I was at the Boston Foundation doing our work, we're talking a lot about Black and brown boys. We know the data. We know the statistics. And then all of a sudden, you take the data and statistics, it's all about negative deviances about our young folks. Right. But there's a very interesting concept. I had the same young brothers that the data was saying that I could put on a baseball field, and these exact same young men are winning national championships. And I realized that what I needed to do was to stop talking and funding this, but to do something, hence the base. How do we focus on real academics and real, college readiness and college attainment? But how do we ensure that we use baseball as the tool for our young folks to succeed in the classroom? So what we have is all of our young folks have to be involved in academics or a job career training program to play. And we wanted to make sure that we were building a state-of-the-art facility. We put close to $400,000 and we built a state-of-the-art academic technology innovation center where classrooms are happening. We're launching in September an associate's degree program in English and Spanish. We have online classes happening on the spot. We actually have a gentleman who's actually our college and career advisor on the spot. Wow. We've taken hundreds of kids to college visits, not just traditional college visits. When our kids visit college, they meet with college presidents, provosts, and deans as well. We want to make sure that our young folks get that flavor to be successful off the field and using baseball as the tool to do that. So this is what we have built, and we have a state-of-the-art indoor batting baseball facility, one of the first and only in the country to do that.
What does it take to get that kind of investment? And you're not far from this studio, in the heart of this community. So to get that kind of investment in this community really takes some doing. What has it taken? Do you, major partners, or what does it take to convince folks?
It's believers. It's about believers. I'm trying to create a generation of believers who happen to be funders, donors, and supporters. The gentleman who owns the building, Jack Roach, he made a commitment of about $150,000 to us in terms of capital and repairs and others. But he challenged us to match it. So we went out there and we were raising money, and we were getting donors, and we were getting individuals to come and visit to take a look at this, and we matched the money. But once we matched the money, we realized that we needed to do other things, that we got computers. All of our laptops and printers were donated.
let's talk about success stories in this signing day that you are very proud of. What is that, and let's really expound on it.
I'll get that quick. Last week, we had college and career signing day. We basically had all of our young folks who are high school seniors. They showed up at our facility. They came up, and we brought their family and friends and board members and donors, over 100-something folks. Our young folks got up one at a time and announced where they went to high school, where they grew up, and then they put the hat on of the four-year
did
college,
they really?
and they walked to the table and signed their offer sheet. 22 young folks did that. While that happened, I brought 2 moms up, and I celebrated 2 moms because 2 of my players got drafted last week.
Wow.
From the Chicago Cubs, Calvin Graves, and from the Baltimore Orioles, Jamil Marquette, both graduated college, Franklin Pierce and UMass. We celebrated that. So we wanted to show not only of our kids going to college on full-year scholarships, but are also players that are graduating college and getting drafted to the pros.
Excellent.
So that's what we're building, and we're showing that young black and brown boy from the city of Boston can achieve on and off the field. That was a tremendous night, one of the best nights of my life.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
So while we have maybe another minute, talk about the 2-year college that you're going to do. Associate's level, English and Spanish.
Yeah, we're working with, President Riley from Endicott and President Benoit from Ben Franklin. One of the things that they wanted to do is to ensure that our young folks have the skills and the tools that they need to be successful college students. We've reached out and they've met with us around us really launching a program in-house for our young folks to get access to a college degree program and an associate that can be transferred. We will have an associate's degree program right here in Roxbury for our young folks, just a block away from here, and we're working on figuring out how we can do it debt-free. That's what we're doing.
I'm practically speechless because, debt-free, loans and student loans is a huge issue for the country and certainly for those in our community who are not fortunate to be blessed with dollars. So that's a significant piece. What's next?
Here's what's next. You hear that. I can also say we've raised over $10 million of academic scholarships so far. And I'm going to say this. I am going to thank Assumption. I'm going to thank Ben Franklin.
Absolutely.
I'm going to thank Simmons. What we're going to do is we're going to continue. We're going to thank, Ben Franklin and Fisher College and Endicott College and Wheelock and others. Because it's people who have stepped up and said, we believe in you young folks in providing that. My next thing is I want to create a $50 million campaign for academic scholarships. And we want to turn around and we're looking this fall, into the winter, be ready. We're going to do our first baseball gala. And what we're looking to do is raise $1 million for the programs we're doing. So you're going to be hearing more about that coming up in the next 3 to 4 weeks or so.
I look forward to it. We're out of time, but we will have you back on to talk about the baseball.
Great. Eric, you're a great man, and I want to appreciate you for what you do and all your great work. And I'm proud and excited about you as well.
I appreciate
Thank you,
it.
my friend.
Thank you, Robert. That concludes our program for today. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And if you've missed any episodes, get them on YouTube. We'd like to thank Robert Lewis Jr. for joining us today. I am your host, Eric Mitchell. Until next time.